friends, I'm Elaine. Welcome. I'm super excited that you can join me today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as well as just cooking along with me. On the agenda today is mango salsa. So a lot of salsa recipes seem to be kind of intimidating if you're not one who gets in the kitchen and kind of makes things from scratch, but they truly are not. It's super simple, super easy, and just basic ingredients. Most ingredients you might already have in your kitchen. I have modified it a bit to include a sugar-free substitute, and I don't do any of the substitutes like saccharin or aspartame or anything like that that is super unhealthy for the body. I'm looking at ingredients that are a bit more natural, like monk fruit and stevia. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Here's a look at the ingredients that we will be using to complete this recipe. So on the countertop, we're going to start with the pickling ingredients, and that is going to consist of vinegar, water, lime juice, freshly squeezed, some sugar, and I'm using a sugar substitute. I don't use saccharin or aspartame or anything that's very harmful to the body, but I'm going to be using erythritol, monk fruit, and stevia, so from plant sources. So we're going to use that. I also have some peppercorns as well as some pickling salt. And basically what we're going to do is just combine all of these ingredients into a pot that can accommodate everything. So that was my 3 cups of vinegar. I also have 2 cups of water. I have a half cup of lime juice, and this is freshly squeezed. I have 3 cups of sugar substitute, and the one I'm using is a like direct 1-to-1 ratio, so it should measure exactly as you would sugar. Just going to give that a little stir. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of black peppercorns and a 1/4 cup of pickling salt. And there is a difference in the salts, so you definitely want that to be the pickling salt. I'm going to again give this a bit of a stir. I already have my stovetop on high so that I can bring this to a boil. And then what I'm going to do is just reduce this about 1/4 of the amount that is here. So I'm going to reduce that down. So let's go ahead and get this on the stovetop. And this is, I think you can kind of see that. I'm just going to tilt that a little bit. So it's about a little over a half of my pot here. I'm going to go ahead and get this on the stove. I'm going to let that boil. And while that is heating up and doing its thing, we're going to start preparing the fruits and veggies for this. So I'm going to do the veggies one by one. I'm going to start with the red bell pepper. I only need a cup. I'm thinking I can probably get it right out of one, but I have another one here just as a backup. And so we'll go ahead and get started. It's starting to thicken just a little. I'm going to allow it to continue cooking. Okay, so my 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper, we're going to set this aside. For red onions, there are a couple ways I cut them. If I'm doing what I'm doing now, and that is dicing the red or the onion, I usually cut a pattern into it. And the way I do that, I leave the end intact and I kind of cut down the side. And I try to keep the same thickness that I'm cutting into the onion all the way through. Okay, so you see that? I kind of did like a slice through. Now I'm going to turn it a quarter turn, just double checking that. And now I'm going to slice it the same way, but a quarter turn. And there will be some, especially from the ends, that will kind of fall out, but that's okay. Once I do that, I kind of take my onion, place it on one of its sides. If any of the pieces fall out, I'm just going to set those off to the side. And now I'm just going to slice straight through, and I'm going to have diced onion. And when you get down to about the part where you scored it down to, you can just go right ahead and just add to those cuts. So if it's a spot that just needs to be sliced through a little bit more, here's my cup of onion. Next, we're going to get started on the mangoes. I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. This looks like it has cooked down about a quarter of the liquid. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to strain it into this container here. So I'm taking 1.5 cup measure, and I'm actually trying to get to 12 cups. The last item I'm about to chop up is going to be the serrano peppers. You can use either serrano or jalapenos. Serranos, I believe, are just a little bit more spicy than the others, so I may not do quite a full quarter cup. With jalapenos, I definitely do a quarter cup, but here goes. I love the bag from the grocery store as far as for the produce. I basically put my hand in there and I am going to then be able to handle that pepper. So I'm gonna stop right here. I'm definitely going to wash my hands. Usually I use either the produce bag or like a storage bag, a Ziploc bag. I do like the Ziploc bags because they're thicker than this. I can slightly feel it coming through that bag, the oils from the pepper. So I definitely am going to stop right here, wash my hands. We'll come back and we'll add everything into the pot, get it to a boil, and then allow that to process for a little bit. Can it, put it through the canner, and we will be done, and you will have your very own mango salsa. The mango salsa is complete. I will leave this sit on the counter for 24 hours. I will go back, oh, that just kind of popped right there. I will go back and just check the lids and make sure that the seal is proper. If not, I will do the bath again to make sure that that is a nice tight lid. Um, Typically I love this style jar for the salsa. Last year I did smaller containers of it, thinking that, you know, we might not eat it as often or as much. And my son would just eat one little tiny jar in one sitting. So this year I made a little bit larger container to see how that will fare around here. And then also I did make a large batch of it because I had a good supply of mangoes, and I'm also going to be giving some away. If you're thinking, I don't have a hungry son like you, Elaine, nor am I going to be giving any away, it's just me, I really don't want that much mango salsa. No worries, just cut the recipe in half, and that should suit you very well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like, subscribe, share. I would love to hear your comments. And as always, be healthy. I look forward to you joining me again soon. Take care.